What is up, everyone? We are back with another reaction video, and today's reaction is such a special one for two reasons. One, this is my first ever guaranteed Patreon reaction requested by my nuclear Patreon subscriber, Annie. Annie, thank you so much for this suggestion. Thank you for all your support. You've been incredible, and I love having you as a Patreon. But the second reason this video is so special is because we're not doing a song today, guys. We're doing a story. It's going to be story time with Geoff Castellucci as he takes us through the full story of, from what I understand, is his and Kathy's journey through Kathy's hearing loss. The video is called Hearing Loss, A True Story. It can be found on Geoff's page. I will link it in the description below. I have no idea what to suggest for what to expect from this one today, guys. But I'm very curious to see where it goes, and I'm hoping I shouldn't have brought Kleenex with me. I probably should have to wipe away the tears, but we'll see where this goes. Let's just fall in love with Geoff on a whole nother level and his beautiful wife.
Hey everybody, and welcome back. If you're new here, hello, glad to have you. My name is Geoff, and I usually make music videos.
I love that he put the other spelling of his name there, the Jeff, just for all the people who don't spell it Geoff. Just a great little touch there in his comedy.
But this video is going to be a little bit different than what I've been doing lately. And as you can probably tell from the title, it's about hearing loss. Now, it's maybe not the most exciting topic, but it is something that's important to think about, especially in my line of work. And it's also something that is most likely going to affect, I'm not sure, all of us at some point in our lives. In fact, it's affecting someone in my life right now.
It's strange to think of that, because you never sit there, like, you hear about people losing their sight or their vision or things like that, but like, I'm still at the stage, I'm just 30 years old. I don't think about myself losing my hearing or losing my vision one day. And I make jokes about how, oh God, I'm going deaf in my old age or things like that. But you don't actually think about the way this is going to affect you later in life. Okay, keep going.
My wife, Kathy. Say hi, Kath.
What?
Perfect. So this is Kathy's story, and we thought we'd share it with you. Now, some of you out there may already know this because I've mentioned it on occasion, but Kathy was diagnosed with profound hearing loss in both ears right after we got married in the summer of 2007. That's Kathy. Now, notice the lack of people holding up cell phone cameras in the crowd?
Yeah.
That's because this was pre-iPhone. Because
look at Geoff's shorter hair. Oh, he looks so handsome and dapper though. Oh, don't they look so happy, guys? Oh my gosh. Right.
That's because this was pre-iPhone. Because I'm old. But what does it mean though? What is pre-iPhone? Well, it was a very dark time, and we had to hide from dinosaurs a lot.
Oh my God.
No, I'm just...
I wasn't expecting this much. I was expecting like a dark, somber video where I'm like, oh, poor Geoff. And I imagine we're getting there, but of all the things to expect from this video, the last thing I expected to see was an inflatable dinosaur chasing Geoff in slow motion.
I'm kidding. The dinosaurs were our friends.
And you can see, I know that's Kathy in there. So they must have had so much fun making this together.
Seriously though, what is profound hearing loss? Well, here's an example of what you would hear if you have normal hearing.
Oh, I haven't heard this song yet. This is House of the Rising Sun. Oh, this just shot to the top of my reaction list. I know people have suggested it in the past, but my brain didn't link the song that I know with the title. I love this song. Oh, I want to hear Geoff's version of this. Okay, Slight spoilers here for my future reaction, but I need to see this soon.
So notice how everything sounds like full, clear, and robust. Now this is what someone with Kathy's kind of hearing loss hears.
Oh, the poor thing.
It's a pretty drastic change, and as you can probably hear, the lyrics are muffled, the music is distant, the fullness of the sound is missing. It's like you're listening to your neighbor's music playing through your wall.
Yeah, that's exactly
Now,
what it
having
was
some
like.
sort of hearing loss isn't all that unusual, and according to the good people who study this kind of thing, 1 in 8 people in the US, or about 30 million folks, have hearing loss in both ears.
God. It's something you like. And you don't think about that I should go and get my hearing tested. Like, I've gotten my eyes checked probably 4 or 5 times throughout the course of my life. When I was a younger kid, I had glasses for a little while, but my eyes corrected themselves, and since then I've thought I might need them again because like I was getting headaches or my vision was going blurry, and it turned out I didn't. I had 20/20 vision, but yeah, I've never once in my life thought, I should go and get my hearing checked. It makes you wonder if you're affected by it and just like coping with different coping mechanisms and not even realizing that other people are hearing the world different than you.
So if you know more than 8 people, there's a good chance that you know someone with hearing loss.
But only about 2% of adults have disabling hearing loss. Kathy just happens to be in that small percentage.
She's very special. Now, you're probably saying to yourself, how did this happen? She's so young and pretty and smart and wonderful. And yes, you'd be right about all of those things.
I feel like Geoff's saying she's special, she's pretty, she's smart, she's wonderful. This man is just walking around his day-to-day life waiting for opportunities to compliment his wife because he thinks so highly of her. Find yourself a man who treats you the way Geoff treats Kathy. He is husband goals. And I imagine that she's exactly the same back to him from what I've seen in the golden hour reaction. The way that she looks at him in that, it's just pure love. So love these two so much.
But to tell the story of how we discovered Kathy's hearing loss, we've got to go back, like centuries ago. Literally.
Kathy and I met in 1997 when we were both professional Christmas carolers. It's a real thing.
Oh, that's so cute.
We were both trying to make a career of singing, and there were a lot of opportunities in Orlando, where we live, for singers who can move well. And so we auditioned a lot and got cast in a few things around town. One of them being the Beetlejuice Rock and Roll Graveyard Review at Universal Studios.
See, this is why, like, we have Movie World here in Australia. This is why I want to go to America. You guys have Universal Studios putting on stuff like this. I want to see this so badly. And then you got Disneyland. It's like every kid's dream is to one day see Disneyland. So, yeah, I think I'm going to have to do a road trip out to America one day. Gonna happen.
We were so pretty. Kathy and I had started dating right around that same time. This was like in 2004 or something.
Additionally to working at the theme parks, we were both performing as much as we could. I was working with voice play a lot. Kathy had a few bands she worked around town with. Long story short, we were both doing a lot of music-type performance things. Most of them were pretty ridiculous.
I'm sorry, it's just blowing my mind so much how Geoff has changed over the years. Like, look at him there. Little short hair. Like, my gosh. So, like, when I was younger, I wanted to be an actor. It was like absolute dream of mine. And I have ADHD, so it was never something I had the drive or the focus on to be able to really pursue it. Like, as soon as you say, oh, when I was younger, I wanted to be an actor, and people are like, oh, what small productions did you do? And I'm like, none. I went to a performing arts school and I did courses at what's called NIDA, the National Institute of Dramatic Arts, like their little summer courses. And I worked at like theater restaurants and stuff, but just here, all the effort that Geoff and Kathy were putting into building up their singing careers. And then I get the feeling we're going to hit a tragic turn for Kathy pretty soon, and it's going to be horrible. It's just so sad.
Don't judge me. You know I look good in a bear backpack.
Anyway, as part of our
God, the
employment at
Frankenstein
Universal,
outfit.
they required us to get yearly hearing tests to make sure they weren't ruining our hearing, and mine always came back normal. Kathy's, on the other hand, did not.
It was right around the same time that I noticed that Kathy always had the TV up just like a little too loud, and she always thought I was mumbling, which, in retrospect, is a huge red flag for hearing loss. If that sounds like someone you know, if it sounds like you, go and get your hearing checked.
By the time we stopped working at Universal in 2013, Kathy's hearing had really deteriorated. Not only that, but unknown to either of us, she was also suffering from something else, which I'll explain in a minute.
Now,
so sorry there, guys. We had a advertisement pop up that I've cut out of the video. I don't have YouTube Premium yet because I'm a cheap boy. I will be getting it soon so that we don't get interrupted with ads. But if you see any cuts through this video, it's not that I'm changing anything, or it's not that my reaction isn't my authentic one. It's just me getting rid of any ads. But yeah, let's continue.
Was also suffering from something else, which I'll explain in a minute.
Now, I know what you're thinking. Well, you guys were musicians, you were exposed to loud music, pyrotechnics, and the agonizing, nightmarish hell of being a theme park performer. Of course you have some sort of hearing loss. Well, not so
Agonizing, nightmarish hell of being a theme park performer. I can only I imagine that it would come with some real struggles. But sir, I work in retail. Fight me on this. No, it would be an interesting experience for sure.
So fast, Fasty McFasterson. After seeing hearing specialists, doctors, genetic experts, we were told that Kathy's hearing loss is degenerative. So it's not caused by any kind of environmental or external stressor. It was just always going to happen.
And believe it or not, lots of musicians deal with hearing loss. Folks like Phil Collins, Huey Lewis, Grimes, will.i.am, Moby, and of course, Beethoven.
I didn't know that about some of those people. Like, obviously, Beethoven's an obvious one, but will.i.am has had issues with hearing loss? That's crazy to know. I wondered why he's kind of taken a backseat in terms of putting out songs himself. I wonder if that's something to do with it. Crazy.
Although, to be honest, Beethoven doesn't really deal with hearing loss so much anymore because, he's dead.
What? I say he dead.
Shout out Beethoven.
Yeah. He's done such a good job of every time this starts to feel like it's getting, oh God, that's getting too emotional, sad stuff. It comes in with the comedy and it's so good.
The thing that made Kathy's hearing loss so difficult to deal with was not only because she was so young, but as it turns out, she also has something called diplocusis disharmonica. Like I said,
What a name.
she's very special. What this means is that one ear perceives a sound normally, but the other ear hears the pitch differently, which is something that we didn't even realize existed at the time.
For example, if I play a C on my pitch pipe, Kathy hears the C in one ear and some other not quite C tone in the other. It could be a B or a C sharp, who knows? So combined, it would sound like this. Gross.
Yeah.
You can see why performing or listening to music would be confusing at least.
Yeah, no.
Trying to match pitch and stay in key became a real problem for her right around 2009, which is when she got her very first hearing aid. She just got one, just for the ear that was in the very worst shape, which looking back, might not have been the best decision. Why? Well, I'll let you hear it right from the source.
Hi.
Hi. Well, welcome to the program.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so just to give everybody an idea of what your hearing is like without your ears in, can you take them out for a second? I'm going to cover my mouth because you also read lips. pretty
Yes.
well. So I'm gonna cover my mouth and I'm gonna talk. You see if you can hear what I'm saying.
Okay.
You ready to try?
Yeah, you want me to take them out?
Take them out. Let's see. Okay. Can you hear me now?
Can you hear me now?
Okay. Let's see here. I think you're just the prettiest.
Aww.
I'm not getting anything.
How about, do you like to eat shampoo?
Do you like candy truffles?
I do like candy truffles. Okay, so now let's see here. So I said, our cat ate our goldfish.
Say it again.
Our cat ate our goldfish.
Yeah, it's like I'm not doing a good job. I'm in COVID world now. I'm not used to reading lips anymore because everybody's
yeah.
wearing masks.
Yeah. Okay, we'll put them back in. So it makes a big difference. So tell me about the experience of first getting that very first hearing aid. What was that like?
The addition of the first hearing aid was somewhat helpful, but also it threw me a little off balance. So it was not very long before I started wearing two.
You said something interesting that you felt, because you just had the one. You said you felt off balance. Can you kind of explain?
There was still a loss in the other ear. And so now the one with the hearing aid was getting just an overload.
Would it be like putting an earplug in just one ear?
Yes.
And the other ear is like normal?
And not even normal, just like the other ear was like, whoa.
Super ear.
Yeah, so your
Okay, so obviously can't relate on that same level, but I get what they're saying about here, because like I see people all the time like listening to music through one ear pod so that they can still hear the world around them. I can't do that. That bothers me so much, because it feels like half of my head is just being attacked by sound and the other one is just like doopy-doopy-doo, normal earth sounds. I can't I think it's more my ADHD than everything that just can't have the two together. But yeah, oh my god, this poor woman, to have been a singer and have your livelihood be on performance and then not be able to perform anymore would just be it's horrible.
ears are getting, and your brain is getting used to all this new information that's coming in.
That's so funny that you mentioned that, because I remember right after you got that first hearing aid, we were walking through a store, or maybe it was like Starbucks or something, and you're like,
Oh, that's weird. They're playing music in here today.
and I was like, nope.
They play music in here every day. You're just hearing it for the first time.
Oh gosh.
So things like background music, the humming of lights, your own footsteps, just all of these things, appliances, you're hearing all of it so loud.
It's like
at first.
overwhelming,
Yeah, it's
right?
very
Yeah.
overwhelming. But you just have to kind of push through it and allow yourself to adjust. It can also seriously like make your ears itch.
The hearing aids. That's so weird.
So I would always like yank them out and just
So after you got that very first hearing aid, we found through Lane's wife, Cindy, a fantastic audiologist.
I haven't seen Cindy
We
before.
Found.
Hang on. Oh, Cindy's beautiful. Look at them together. I need to react. I know there's a voice play song where you see all their families together at the end. I need to react to that because it's going to be so beautiful.
Lane's wife, Cindy, a fantastic audiologist, shout out to Scott McWilliams, who fit Kathy with a more powerful set of ears, and it like totally changed things for you.
It's important to find an audiologist who's willing to take the time to help you get the hearing aids programmed in a way that fits your specific needs.
And he's not the only one out there. Like he's
that's the thing. Find
just
the
real
ones that
super
are
good.
willing to be, kind of on that journey with you. Ultimately, hearing aids have made a huge difference in my life, mostly because I can now ignore you on purpose instead of on accident.
Ouch.
Oh my
Like
god.
aside from the obvious benefits of being able to understand conversations and be part of the hearing world, what are some of like the downsides to the technologically enhancing your hearing that people might not know about?
The world sounds tinnier. You have to remember to take them out. Anytime I get in the shower, there have been a handful of times where it's been touch and go. And
Don't
I'm
you
like,
think about
"Oh."
my wife getting in the shower? One of the ones that I people like would never think about is just like hugging.
Oh yeah, the feedback.
Can
you hear that?
Can you hear it? You always have to have the
Wow.
subtitles on. You know, I've just gotten so used to it, and now if subtitles aren't on, I feel like I'm missing some stuff. But like going to the movies would be difficult
Yes.
because obviously a theater isn't going to subtitle their things. They have like these subtitle glasses that they're offering
which I
now.
haven't
So
tried yet.
cool.
Well, no, we haven't been to the theater, and
Once again, it's
for
like,
I mean,
We don't have that in Australia. That is awesome. Again, my ADHD, I just like having subtitles on to read things. So that is so cool. I would go to that. Wow.
have a 4-year-old and also COVID, so we don't do anything
right.
because we're
That's true.
Oh, I want to
Super
see
boring.
Jeff's
I
baby.
can't hear an alarm clock, and I don't sleep with my hearing aids in, so waking up in the morning, somebody has to wake me up.
Oh my
bad
god.
thunder and lightning. She has no idea. Leave us a comment and let us know. It's a thing that we've kind of struggled with. If there is an emergency, or if there's some sort of something and I'm not home, I have no idea how you'd be made aware of something
sure
like
that
that.
they
Like if somebody
have,
has
like,
to get a hold of you in the middle of the night,
Extreme
or
lights that you can set
whatever.
up
I'm sure
to-
there's solutions out there. So if you happen to know of a way to solve that problem,
I believe
us
that
up
there's lights you
below.
can rig up
we
to
think
emergency
we may have
systems that
solved
like
the waking
blinding
up
light to
problem
wake
with
you
a
up.
sunrise alarm clock.
well, I still wake you up.
He still has to.
Yeah, it turns on and it starts going. I'm like, hey,
Wouldn't be good for.
Social gatherings or parties or anything like that. Just everything is so.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can get lights that rig up to your emergency systems that are like insane blinding lights that just flash and it's impossible to ignore them. I might be completely wrong on that, but I'm sure that that's a thing. Would not work for an alarm clock at all because you don't want to start your day that way. Not a good way to start your day, but I'm sure that's a thing for emergency at
You
least.
hear everything at the same level. So if there's music or there's a lot of people talking, it's like I hear just everybody. It's just a sea of sound. And
focus your
so
hearing.
I shy away from conversation.
Right, because it's hard for you to distinguish speech from just any other kind of noise.
Yeah, even the person right in front of me that I'm trying to talk to is just as loud as everything else in the room. It's just hard to do. We usually get in the car at the end of the night, and what do I say?
What were they talking about? I said, I
Give me
don't
the
know.
scoop. Like, what was so and so talking about? I have no idea.
We're partners in crime. Partners in crime. Those are a lot of the downsides to wearing hearing devices, but there are probably some upsides. Like, what are the benefits of having this technology in your ears all the time?
Sorry guys, we had another ad there. We are continuing. That ad was horrible. I don't know what YouTube is thinking with these ads sometimes. These games get weirder and weirder. All right, let's get going.
Once they came up with Bluetooth capability, I can now mute anything that I want.
Oh my god, hearing
Right on
aids
my
have
phone.
Bluetooth? That's
I don't
so
know why you
cool.
want to do that ever. There's nothing ever happening here that is loud. You also do this thing where you'll be on your phone, like she'll just be like doing whatever, right? And I'll be talking to her and she has no idea because the phone sends audio directly to her hearing aids without her having to wear like
Any-
headphones,
yeah.
AirPods, what have you. So like if she doesn't tell me ahead of time that I'm watching something, I'll be having a full conversation with her and I'll be like, Kath, so are there any other additional unexpected benefits?
Well, one thing I can say just from the whole experience of hearing loss in general is that it's kind of given me a greater sort of compassion and empathy. You never know what challenges someone might be facing. It's like my disability is not visible. You can't look at me and know. Most people would not know.
That's so true, guys. We are so quick to judge people and get angry at people for little things, but you don't know what struggle someone's going through. Like when you see that person that instantly like, oh, they're horrible because they got overly upset because there was mayo on their sandwich at Subway. You don't know what that person's gone through earlier in their day. I'm not saying it's justified. I'm just saying that people are all going through their own struggles and we need to cut each other more slack and give each other more love. Everyone needs to kind of just go like everyone's fighting this battle together because life's a battle. It's become a battle and we all need to support each other as much as we can. There are so many beautiful communities I'm finding through Voice Play, Home Free, Discord, all those things that are just these beautiful people supporting each other. And I'm so glad to be a part of them.
Correct.
That I was dealing with that. So having that experience myself helps me to give others the benefit of the doubt. If you're an aggressive driver, though, I'm gonna still give it.
Oh, yeah, get out of the way. Now, why make this video? What's the point of it all? That's actually a really great question.
Well, I just think it's a conversation that is good to have. Hearing loss is it's more common than you would think. You know, when I started to experience it, I was looking for answers or anything that would help me get through that process.
Right. So if this is a jumping off point for a larger conversation, that's awesome. Additionally,
Such a good point, guys. If anyone knows of any communities online, any forums or Discord servers or things like that where people with these issues go and support each other, chat about it, give help to people who are just starting to go through this, please comment them down below. If you're watching this because you're going through something similar, please check the comments. Hopefully someone's posted some things down there, or if you know of some things, post them down there. We want to help each other out.
protect your hearing. If you damage your hearing, it's gone forever.
Right.
Earplugs, like little foam earplugs, they cost, I wish I had some with me. They cost like nothing, and they will literally save your hearing if you are exposed to loud sounds on a regular basis. Like I spend all day with cans on, just like working, arranging and listening and singing. So it's just like, you know, when I'm out, earplugs. Thank you for sharing everything. Is there anything that you'd like to say to anybody out there who might be going through something like this or just discovering their hearing loss?
Try not to give up, obviously. Anything can happen, even if it's not hearing loss. Anything that is maybe derailing your path, it's okay to give yourself some time to be sad or angry about it, and then allow yourself to get past that. Try to be open to whatever comes next.
Could be anything.
It could be anything, and you just never know. I mean, I fought it for a very long time. I tried desperately to hang on to what I was doing at the time because I felt like that was what I identified with. And after a few years of going through that whole process, I found out that it was okay on the other side because there were other skill sets that I learned. There were other things that I found were fulfilling to me that I may not have known about, you know, before, if this had never happened to me.
She seems to have come through it so beautifully, like to have gone through that and be living with that hearing loss, and like you have a certain future trajectory planned for yourself, and that all gets wiped away in a second. Oh, wow. For her to have come through and seem so positive about it and be helping people about it, it's beautiful. It's so beautiful.
For anyone going through anything like that, give yourself that ability to like try and see what might be on the other side for you. It may be great.
Well said. I'm super proud of you.
Oh, thank you. I'm super grateful for you.
Aww.
Shall we hug it out?
Guys, that's beautiful.
So that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. Take care of your hearing, take care of each other, and I'll see you soon. How's my face?
Good.
Good. You look way prettier than I do.
Oh, no.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching. If you or someone you know is experiencing hearing loss and needs more guidance, or if you'd like to donate to a hearing loss charity, we've dropped some links in the description below. Take care of yourselves, and we'll see you soon.
Okay, I'm going to share all of the links that Geoff shared in my description as well. Like I said, if you know ways, know groups or that support each other, please leave them below as well. I know this was a much longer video, guys. Geoff's video was 18 minutes long, so it was a long reaction for me to do. But I wanted to get that out there because it's so beautiful. I was shocked. I expected this to be really sad and really downer and like, give me sad feelings. They've done it in such a beautiful, uplifting way that gives you more hope than anything, and I love that so much. Geoff and Kathy are both just amazing people, and I love them so much. And the fact that she's still working as voice players, production manager, and things like that, even with the hearing loss. I can't imagine being at the place in my life where I can't enjoy music on the same level as I do now. And to be having that and dating a musician at the same time, I feel for her so much. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Like I said, check the links down below for all the good stuff if you're going through anything like this or if you want to support any charities. Thank you for watching. Have yourselves a great day, night, morning, evening, whatever time of day it is there. And a huge, huge thank you to Annie for suggesting this on my Patreon. I will see you guys all in the next video. Bye.